Very Manchester, yeah. Very, very Manchester. I don't know if that answers the question, but it's kind of there.
Yeah, I'll speak, do a bit of speaking. Check, 1, 2, check.
I'm Rachel. I run the Unigreen Bold Street Coffee site and the general manager.
So my name's Jake, and I work as a barista in Bold Street Coffee.
So Bold Street Coffee is a coffee shop based on Bold Street in Liverpool, primarily doing coffee, and then we do things like boys. That kind of is what our brand's about. There's a few venues in Manchester, obviously there's a few venues in Liverpool, 2 in Manchester. So obviously Bold Street Coffee, coffee's in the name, we are primarily a coffee shop. We do, however, have boys, which is basically a brioche bun with scrambled egg and sliced cheese, or bacon, or sausage, or veggie, vegan. That's what we're best known for. But obviously we do breakfast all the way through, so we do avocado on toast, we do mushrooms on toast. I guess, primarily at Unigreen. The Unigreen site, if it didn't have Peasy, there would be so many queues. There would be one massive queue all the way down to the university. With university students as well, we give them the chance to be able to support to us, but when they can sit down and order from the QR code, it almost gives them a choice just to sit there and obviously do their work, not have to worry about talking to anybody. I mean, I do it where I don't like talking to people sometimes, so them using like a QR code kind of saves them that kind of job. They can come in, they can camp, they can do their work, they can have their laptop, and they can leave whenever they want.
Generally, I do tend to like the QR system, especially if you're meeting somebody for a catch-up, not to have to like disrupt your conversation by going up to order. I think that can be really helpful.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't mind going up, but like you said, if it's somewhere new or really, really busy, for example, it is really helpful to have the QR code just to avoid all the crowds and stuff.
When it comes to QR codes, it does help service out. It sort of saves that one person maybe always being on the till, always wait for the next person. It kind of frees that person up almost to do other things, which is primarily the most handiest thing, I think. Otherwise, there's a queue that's like miles long, and that one person is literally there being like, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello. Whereas when they're not there, there's a bit more fluidity in it, so they can come, they can run around, they can help, they can even chat to guests and kind of create that sort of vibe that obviously we were trying to get at Bold Street Coffee.
We obviously get orders through the till manually, but we have Peasy to take orders from the table as well. It's really useful just because it takes stress off the people working directly on the till. It means that we don't get queues out the door. You know, people can sit down, they can order from the table, and they don't have to go for a contact order if they don't want to.
I think that the order and pay QR code makes it easier if you're in a rush, like with payment, not waiting around to get the bill. Sometimes if you feel stressed about ordering, it gives you time to look over your options. So that can be a real benefit.
The way it makes life easier is because it shows you what we have. It gives you obviously the options like oat milk or almond milk or coconut milk, and then you literally ping, you put your phone down and then get back to what you were doing, conversation or whatever, whereas saves all that kind of back and forth conversation a little bit. It's quite easy just to get like, you know, oat milk, done, don't have to worry about it. Obviously, if we didn't have Peasy, you'd have to go up every time you wanted something. I think when you compare Bold Street Coffee to other coffee shops, the primary thing that I think of is we have a very good attitude to it. So if it gets busy, people tend to get frantic. And that tends to be one of the things where people kind of worry, and then there's people flapping and people crying, whereas it doesn't really happen, or any Bold Streets I've worked in, it doesn't really happen that way. It tends to be quite chill. Even if we're all in the weeds, everybody's really happy, really chill, and that's something that's definitely specific to Bold Street Coffee. And then obviously Peasy plays a really good part in that, because that relieves a lot of tension from certain aspects of the bar, and then that gives us a chance to actually put care and attention into the coffee, as opposed to just flying it out that maybe other coffee shops do. We don't do table service, but it allows people to sit in the sun and not have to be, again, constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down, trying to order a single drink or a side of hash browns. So that in itself would be a 2-person job alone, whereas with Peasy, it's not even a 1-person job, which is great, really. It saves us an awful lot of time.
I have worked at venues that haven't had order from the table service, and when you do get busy, obviously it's a bit more frustrating for the customer being, you know, 10, 20 back in a queue and not having an alternative method to order. So I think it helps a lot having that.
So when we do graduation, it will help, hopefully, that kind of influx where if people are queuing and in a rush, they can find themselves at the table, they can order, and they can literally wait there. Is people queue thinking it's quicker, and it's not, because eventually queuing is in the way. Obviously, it's our job to sort of manage that queue. But as soon as we get hosting and when people actually know what they're doing, they can come in, they can order on Peasy, they can wait, they can have their drinks, and they can leave in their own time.
So I think the customer experience is way better by having Peasy to pay with, and just because you don't have to queue to order your food or your drink. You can just order it to the table, and when it's ready, it will come. It's just perfect.
Especially when we are going to have graduations, and obviously even there's like a group of people that kind of wait for coaches over there before they go to like a races or something. So that's really handy as well, because then when we do start serving alcohol, they can order beers to the table and then they can just go when they want. Peasy has helped Green a lot more than any other sites, I think. It has allowed that kind of the student-esque to kind of come in, sit down and not have to want to talk. Because I think there's some students that just kind of want to get the job done. They want to sit down, they want to study, work, whatever, and then they just want to leave. And some people just don't want to talk.
Sometimes when we're in the flow of work, it is easier to use the QRs. For people who do have like social anxiety about ordering, which I know is kind of common, like I think it is just like an easier, like less intimidating way to do things.
That is the help that Peasy gives. They can sit down, not be bothered by us. If they want to be bothered by us, we're more than happy to listen. But if they are just wanting to do that, then that's exactly why Peasy's there.